Womp. Huh? Okay, let me just. Hello, fellas, and welcome to another review of a game called Dandy's World. Now, Dandy's World is a quote unquote mascot horror game. Now, yeah, as you can see here, there's how is this game scary? But here's the thing, the scare factor is actually inside of the gameplay. So in today's video, I'll be talking about the good, the grind, and the community of Dandy's World. First off, let's start with the character designs. Dandy's World survivors, or what the game calls Toons, have some really interesting and unique character designs compared to the average Roblox games that I've seen. Now, my personal favorite is Roger, that I'm currently using. Now, he is actually a anthropomorphic magnifying glass in a suit, which is actually kind of cool. He's a detective, and magnifying glass and detective, it's actually a pretty smart design. Now, not only the designs of the characters are unique, they also have their own stats. For example, Roger here has less walking and running speed, but he's much faster when it comes to extractions. We'll talk more about that stat later. He also has a passive ability where he gains more research points from collecting capsules. And again, we'll dive deeper into that soon. The important thing to note here is that each Toons has unique stats and abilities, which makes gameplay feel fresh depending on who you choose to play as. And with the character designs out the way, let's dive into the gameplay of Dandy's World. Alright, so this might sound weird for you guys, but Dandy's gameplay is essentially a roguelike stealth horror game. Here's how it works. You start by entering an elevator that descends below the garden view, which is the surface area of the game. And your goal as a survivor is to extract these black gooey tar-like substances here, it's called ichor. Yeah. So your job is to extract these ichors. The extraction process might feel familiar if you ever played Dead by Daylight. It's similar to working on generators in that game. There's a skill check system you need to pay attention to. Hitting the skill checks can speed up your extraction, but failing them, that's where things get intense. If you mess up, a loud alarm blares immediately, alerting nearby monsters to your location. It's that tension knowing you're one mistake away from being hunted that really adds to the stealth aspect and makes every second feel important. Now, here's the kicker though. You're vulnerable while extracting ichor. This means you have to be on high alert for any monster that might spot you and start chasing you. But you do have a way to escape by running and getting out of sight. However, there's a catch. Remember when I said that each Toon has their own unique stats? Well, you also have to keep an eye on your stamina bar. Yes, stamina is a thing in this game. Your stamina meter, alongside your walk and run speeds, plays as a huge role in how you can escape or maneuver out monsters. This system really forces you to think about your choice of a Toon. Do you want a Toon that's fast but has slower extraction speed, or do you go for a Toon with fast extraction speed but slower movement? Personally, I like the second option because this game actually offers you some items that you can find around the map to boost your speed or recover your energy. It's really up to you if you really prioritize speed or stealth. Okay, so after extracting all the ichor, you need to get back to the elevator. Yep, not only that you need to manage your stamina to outrun chasing monsters, but you also need to save some stamina for the dash back to the safety of the elevator. Once all of the ichor is extracted, a timer of 3 seconds pop up and you've got to hurry back to the elevator. Or else, well... No, go, oh my god, dude, no, I'm so close, please, dude, no! Yeah, that happens. This gameplay system doesn't just build tension, it gives you the thrill of needing to hurry up and get back to safety before the time's run out. Now, after finishing up your first floor, you have gathered some tapes. So, what do you do with them? Well, every time you finish an odd floor, Dandy's densifier shows up. Dandy, which is the character from the title, shows up with 3 items that he's willing to trade for the tapes you've collected during your journey. These items ranges from boost items to healing items. And after completing another floor, you get to choose a boost card to help you on your journey below the current view. Now you see why I said Dandy's World is a roguelike stealth horror game, right? But here's another thing to keep in mind. There are these monsters in the game called the Twisted, and just like the Toons, they have abilities of their own. For an example, this Twisted here, called Twisted Coney, is an interesting case. She's not a hostile Twisted right away, but she only becomes one if she possesses an Ichor machine. If you happen to interact with the machine while she's inside, well, that's when she'll attack you. This actually makes the Twisted even more dangerous because it's not just about running away from monsters from them. Sometimes you'll need to watch for when they're about to switch into a more aggressive form. It adds a new layer of strategy and keeps you on edge. And now I know what you're thinking. Isn't playing the same objective on the same map going to get boring after like 2 or 3 runs? Yeah, it does, but Dandy's World overcomes this issue with a small, simple mechanic. RNG. The map layout and objective placements are randomized on each floor. This doesn't just keep the game fresh, but it forces players to adapt their strategies every time they step onto a new floor. And it actually doesn't stop there. The Twisted that appears on each floor are randomized too. This means players need to stay cautious and be prepared for whatever threat they might face. You never know what's waiting for you on the next floor, and that unpredictability keeps you on edge. It's this constant mix of randomness and strategy that makes up for Dandy's World flawed gameplay in a fun and thrilling experience. Okay, we're finally done with the good parts of Dandy Worlds, and let's talk about the bad, and that's actually the grinding. And oh my god, the grinding in this game sucks major balls. The way you acquire new tunes is buying them with Ichor, which you accumulate by playing the main game. Now, how do you get Ichor? You can do 3 things. Collect research capsules, which gives you 5 Ichor per capsules, and each floor has 4 capsules. You also get Ichors from completing an extraction, and each complete extraction gives you another 5 Ichor, and there are 4 extraction machines per floor from 1 to 5. Encounter Twisted. You get just 1. You get 1 Ichor every time you encounter a Twisted. So you can pretty much see that each floor can give you pretty much like almost 30 Ichors per run, right? Wow, that's actually pretty good decent amount. Surely with enough time you'll get everything you need. Boy, does grinding from 1 floor to the 5th floor takes you at least 10 minutes. And that's not even outrageous. The Toon licenses cost anywhere between 500 and 3050 Ichor, which is just absurd. Just what I said, getting to floor 5 takes you at least 10 minutes. That's pretty long. And from that 8 minutes, you only get 250 Ichors to 300. And not only that, but some licenses require you to complete other Toons mastery. And boy, these masteries just makes me wanna shoot my. But here's the thing, fellas. Those other requirements in order to get some new tunes is not the most outrageous one. The most outrageous one is the research requirement. Do you remember earlier when I mentioned Roger's passive ability? The one where he gets more research points from collecting capsules? Yeah, well, he's the only tune with that passive ability. He has slower movement speed but better extraction speed, which is a huge problem because you want to travel across the entire floor to find extraction machines. And if that wasn't enough, you need to use Roger Research boost passive abilities to research the Twisteds. But here's the kicker, some Twisteds are just stupidly rare. There are 4 stages of rarity for the Twisteds: common, uncommon, rare, and main characters. And those main character twisteds, they're the rarest of all. Not only they are incredibly difficult to find, but they are not to be messed with. These main character twisteds have abilities and stats that can outright end your run if you mess up even once. Oh, you thought we were done with the grind? No, boy, get up from your bed because some Toons requires you to get trinkets. Now, what are trinkets, you ask? Well, trinkets are basically gadgets that can help you during the descent of the floors. And how do you get them? Well, you can either first buy them with iCore, which ranges from 250 to 2750 iCore depending on the trinket. Or number 2, use Roger and complete a twisted research into the 100%. Yep, just look back at why research requirement sucks and you'll see how fun that process is. I'm not kidding. I wanna hit my head to a wall multiple times just because I'm looking for this stupid twisteds to get the trinket. But actually, to be honest, it's the only bad part in my opinion about Dandy's World. You can just get the toon that you want and play the game without any reason to grind for another toon, just for fun, you know. Just enjoy the game, and yeah, that's all I have to say about what? I have one more part to talk about? Oh, really? What is it? Oh no. Okay, now we have the final part of this video, and that is Dandy's World's community. Now, I know every game has its share of toxic players in its community, but Dandy's World, imagine a can of soda that looks innocent on the outside, but once you take a sip of it, you realize it's not a soda, but instead a can full of fentanyl. So Dandy's World community is actually not just people who likes to roleplay, but there are some majorly messed up things happening too. One of the biggest issues is that people doxing each other for shipping a character with another. Now, for those of you who might not know, shipping isn't about packages or deliveries. It's actually when fans create headcanons about characters being in a relationship with each other. So when someone in the community ships a character in Dandy's World to another character in Dandy's World, a big drama happens, and that actually happens a lot. And it's actually a very, very common thing. Shipping wars are pretty common here. It's honestly just absurd of how much of a focus it gets. People get so heated over which character should be paired with another, and it gets to the point where they're actually trying to ruin each other's reputation over it. And let's not forget that Dandy's World isn't just known for shipping drama. There's also okay, how do I say this? Let's just say DD actions, which are these disgusting fan-made depictions of the game's characters. Yeah, this thing gets posted all over YouTube and made majority of the audience of Dandy's World are children. You cannot say this is not made for children. This is a horror game made for children. And people are just posting these on YouTube. I'm pretty sure there is one account that I saw while researching about Dandy's World that literally just, let's just say, posts R34 animations of Dandy's World in YouTube. And it's not even banned yet. What? I don't know if you dumb or something, but if you haven't realized it yet, this is actually just messed up. A game aimed at younger audiences is being tainted by all of these gross dramas and inappropriate content, dude. It's a huge turnoff, and one of the biggest reason I can't get fully behind this game in the first place. I have to force myself to play this before. actually making a review of this. It's just sad to see a community evolve into this mess. The game is pretty new, like it was made like a year ago, and honestly, it's actually heartbreaking because the horrible people just ruined its reputation. Dandy's World is now mostly known for its toxic community and constant drama, and which is really sad. The developers have put so much passion, effort, and tears into crafting this game, but now it's just judged for all the wrong reasons. The game has potential, like it really does, but it's being overshadowed by the awful behavior of the community, and that's not fair to the developers who genuinely care about their work and want to create something fun for everyone. It's a shame that such a great game gets tarnished because of a small but loud group of people who just can't let others enjoy the game the way it was meant to be. So, yeah, that is all for me in this Dandy's World game review. I'm gonna say, like, the gameplay itself and the game itself is great. The grind is literally a pain. We don't even talk about the community at this point. So yeah, thank you all for watching until the end of this video. Now I'll see you all on the next video of my upload. Oh, also, if any of you Dandy's World player like hates my video, well, here's the one thing I have to say to you.